shit.
I mean, you forged it in the Forge of Fury.
Yeah, you did do that.
I have to say, if you had forged it somewhere else, maybe it probably wouldn't have turned out legendary. But with what you got going on, you forged it in the Forge of Fury with the help of fucking Durgadin. Yes, it's going to be legendary. You got a legendary lover. Just deal with
now,
it, Echo.
the folks who are watching who might not know what I'm talking about. So the proficiency modifier affects everything. Everything that you do, every attack, every skill check that you're proficient in, it also affects how many times per day you can do certain powers. Getting a +1 bonus in your proficiency modifier is massive. It is absolutely massive. So yes, I feel like given how long this has been brewing and given how long of a story this is, I feel like this is the only appropriate reward I could give for just years, literal years of role play between Echo and Barnabas. This was necessary, and I think you're going to utilize it very, very well. I think Echo just became a lot more powerful than he was before. So, how's it going, friends? That was a hell of a session.
Before I forget, can I show my fan art that I drew?
Yes, please. I love fan art.
So y'all. Wait, nope, yeah, that one.
Hold on, let me switch to your camera really quick. Hold on. No, that's me. There we go.
The hammer come down.
Oh yeah, that little thing at the bottom, that's the orc. Okay, I see it.
That's the orc at the bottom. And you see we got the big glare. We got the big glare because we just got hit with a javelin.
Amazing. All right, I have to go and use the restroom really quick, so just start goobing about what just happened and I'll be back in a minute.
We have to leave Olivia's moment to the end because if we do that, then she'll explode and it'll be funnier.
I want to know what people are leveling to.
Sure, let's talk that. I'm not leveling because Ghost was level 10 at the beginning.
Okay.
So done.
I'm trying to decide between leveling Ranger up to 8 or leveling Cleric up to 2.
Ooh.
2 gets you your channel divinity.
Level 8 gets you an ASI.
I know, that's the thing, is they're both really good. But I will say that I do think that because of all of the stuff that was happening while I was recovering from my surgery, and so therefore Creetha was basically a character who spent all of her time forging, that leans me more to think about Cleric because I associate the forging with Cleric.
Because you're a forge
over Ranger. I've done a little bit of Rangering and some really cool Rangering lately, but she literally spent like a month and a half out of game time, like doing that while I was healing. So
which is valid.
So I might wind up going with Cleric too, but I do need to look through stuff. You know me, I'm bad. I'm a real last minute impulsive type girl, so I don't get that kind of stuff real quick. And you know, and I've got like other stuff coming up, so I haven't been thinking about that either.
In the same sense, because I did level up all of them. I have 1,000 characters.
Yes.
Victor took a level of Artificer because of basically being like, you know, over an NPC corner land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Charlotte took another one in Wizard.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I've definitely, we've had conversations about this, how when I've done my leveling up, I tend to very much be focusing on my leveling up from what happened, not what I'm trying to do, because it's two different ways of building a character. And a lot of people think of building, especially like my husband, when he's playing, he's thinking of leveling as like, this is what he wants to level to when he starts with the character and stuff like that. And I don't even know where I'm going with the characters most of the time. I let the story lead me, and it takes me in some really interesting places. So you do get like Creetha taking a level in cleric and a level in rogue. It's like I would not have expected her ever to take those, but those are very much story-based decisions.
Yeah,
So
they really make sense in the context. By the way, Blackjack, you're now in the game, so I hope you enjoy that. Mwah.
Maybe he'll let you stream more.
Yeah, no, he was really chill. Like he was upset up until we started recording, but then he laid down
maybe he's
on
getting
his
used to
plastic
it a little
bag
bit.
because he's a trash baby. And he just kind of chilled out for the whole stream. It was really great. I hope he does that more often.
We need that while Edward is working.
Quick
and I'm trying to paint.
Quick question, Gail.
Yes.
When I said Ion Stone of Mastery, did you already catch it then, or was it not until I said +1 in proficiency bonus that you understood the full import of what I was saying?
So until you said it started floating, I thought it was going to be a luck stone, because luck goddess. We had talked about it a little bit out of game of like the magic items that like narratively would make sense to hand echo, and so like I thought it was going to be a luck stone, and then you said it floated, and I was like, an Ioun stone? Wait, shit, which ones are green? And I don't have it memorized. But like,
There's only one.
ah!
There's only one.
So I knew, and it clicked in my head that Ioun stone, but I didn't know which one
Nice.
until you told me. Holy shit! Also, I have no idea how to apply that in Fantasy Grounds.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But
Oh,
Calder
man.
leveling, you're staying straight sorcerer, making it all the way to 10.
I am staking on level 10, which is one of the last few good sorcerer levels, because I think it's after 13 it's all downhill. Because the sorcerers get really good higher level stuff, but the entire benefit of level 10 is I get my one next meta magic ability.
Yeah.
I get a fifth level
At
spell
that point,
slot and a
it's
chance to move
just spell
around.
slots, right? Yeah.
No, it's like you get some spell slots, but you never get any new cantrips, period.
Beyond this, yeah.
And I never get any, and I only start getting new spells every other level.
Yeah.
Whereas up until now, I get one new spell a level. So that stops now. So a mixture of like losing out on new spells and missing out on and no new cantrips from here on out. I'd have to wait. Like I have to take long rests to swap them out, but I only have the ones I have, and and one new meta magic thing. I took a feat at level 4 that was twice as good.
Yep.
Dear God, I hate the sorcerers are.
They're great in some ways.
They're just deeply underwhelming, and their capstone ability sucks.
Yeah.
Some, not all. I love level 20 sorcerers.
The capstone ability of sorcerer sucks. At Rules' Room. So yeah, I'll see what I end up doing, but 10th level sorcerer is still a good level. I get another 5th level spell slot, I get a new spell, I get swap out.
I imagine you'll want to take it
and most importantly, I get another meta magic.
I imagine you'll want to take it to 11 for sorcerer, because that's when you get your level 6 spells, right?
Yeah, that's more or less where 13 is where it really starts teetering off, because 13, that's where you unlock 7th level spells, and at that point nothing beyond that becomes worth it until you hit wish.
You should all that's true. Sorcerer with wish, terrifying, but you should all be aware, given the amount of toil and blood, sweat, and tears literally went into this last several sessions of encounters, I'm going to say that before you deal with any significant combat again, it'll take a little bit of downtime, because I know we've got some stuff to do in between. But given the studying that you're all going to be doing and the research that I'm assuming some of you will be doing over the interval, before we get to our next big bit of combat, you're probably going to level again to 11. I feel like you earned 2 levels worth of XP since the beginning of the full moon. We just want to, I'm just going to delay that level 11 until you all have done the research. I know we have a meeting of the minds ready to happen. I know that at some point, everyone's going to be playing every character in one giant council, and I'm terrified of that. It's going to be absurd, and it's going to be amazing.
I only have one specific action I know I want Calder to take in the immediate aftermath of the battle.
What's that?
Use shiny new gaseous form. He's going to try and go to where Dream indicated the event occurred, trying to stealth his way there, sneak his way through, and try and find the bodies.
Trying to.
So to be clear, I just want to throw this out there. To be clear, after Calder's brother foolhardily went by himself to a space
like
where
a
he
dumbass.
knew that the enemy general would be, Calder is planning to by
also
himself
do the same
go to the
thing.
place where
It's genetic.
the main
I'm sorry.
enemy is. That
Fully
just
genetic.
just to be
Like-
fair, that's what we're talking about, right? He's going off
He'll
on his own.
Like,
How have I not gotten across the fact that plot armor is not a thing anymore? But yes,
I am clever. I have bullshit, and critically, I also have Ray's dead.
that's also true. I like that.
And I
We'll
figured,
do something with
who's
that.
going to want to murder my brother the most? The ones he left to die?
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. I think we're definitely going to do that. So spoiler alert to folks who are
Cool.
viewing.
Critically, he'll pitch that as a plan. He's not going to hide that, but he'll tell the ones he cares about he would like to do that, and there's a clock.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Calder finding Chomper and or Tarl like dead and raising them up. I think that's a really good plan. I like that idea. The combat I thought was really fun.
I am going to need some diamonds.
Yes, you are going to need some diamonds. Unfortunately, it's not like you are anywhere near like an entire clan of dwarves whose whole thing is to dig up precious minerals.
And if only I had a bunch of dwarves that owe me
you so many favors.
Access to a massive mine.
Yeah, I don't think diamonds are going to be an issue.
Only I had that.
I don't think diamonds are going to be an issue. We'll do that next. That is an excellent idea. We're gonna do, but we also have some other shit for you, don't we, Jeff? We're gonna have to.
There is that.
We're gonna have to. I think you and I should get together sometime between now and next session and pre-record your meeting with Glaisa because I have some voice effects that I wanna put into it. I wanna make this a really like good sort of presentation. So I think a pre-record would be a good idea. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a really fun subplot that's going to draw everybody in.
So I'm leveling. I'm taking cleric.
Yeah.
So that my cleric's up to 4.
So that's a ASI, right?
Yeah, I have a feat in mind. I'll explain it to you, DM, because it comes with a little bit of a scene I was
Sure.
hoping for. But yeah.
What are you
More
thinking?
spells. Well, I'm thinking I'll take the feat linguist, but Echo suddenly knowing 3 different languages, I think we'll talk about how like maybe it's a gift from his goddess to help with things.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention. I do know what meta magic I'm grabbing.
What's that?
Subtle spell.
Nice.
Nice.
Because the thing
Underrated.
that Calder needs most is to be able to cast spells where no one's noticing him doing it.
Yeah, subtle spell is sorely underrated. I actually lost a player at one point. It not just because of this, but this was sort of the tipping point. I lost a player because they wanted to cast a spell covertly, and I would not let them do it. Like because subtle spell is
There's
a
a way
thing,
to do it,
right? There's
yeah.
a whole thing about it, and like they wanted to use an illusion to sort of hide themselves in plain sight. And it ended up with that player exiting the game and in not a friendly way. But yeah,
I can see some arguments of being able to use things to conceal yourself while you do a magic, but
if you were already hidden when you cast the magic, there's an argument. But anyway, And that would make sense.
Subtle spell is
subtle
so
spell
good.
is amazing. That's what that's the point.
I erase verbal and somatic components from casting with one sorcery point.
Yeah.
It's very damn good.
And it's only one sorcery point. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Olivia, does that make sense?
Have you been sending? I've been leveling.
Oh yeah. There's some code that Emma's put in regarding figuring out the proficiency bonus in Fantasy Grounds, and we've got time to deal with that. Friends, one thing that we have to address the giant frog in the room, and that is that Jen, you are going to be taking another sort of semi-extended leave from our game.
Yeah, eating another body part. So,
less body part.
I'm hoping.
Well, no, it knows what it did.
I tried to escape already, so I'm just gonna help it.
I'm hoping that we'll get to do some pre-recording between now and then, but I know it's coming up pretty quick. So by the time we have
that and the house stuff, I'm just like losing my mind.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a little bit of rough patches over the next few months for me. Gaming wise, dealing with trying to purchase a house and moving stuff. So everybody expect things to hopefully be better in May.
However long
in the future,
long you need to step back, that's totally fine. I have a half-baked idea while you are recovering of bringing in a temporary guest, given like vibing with everybody and having out of character chats first, of course. I think there might be a good idea of having just a guest player coming in for a few sessions, but I would like, anytime you're free and ready, I would love to do pre-records with you so that we can air them on the stream. And obviously we wish you all the best of health, and we hope you have a speedy recovery so that you can come back and game with us.
I'm actually looking forward to this one way less than I was looking forward to the eating the boobs, because that was a lot and Frankenstein, but it was also kind of more external.
Right.
So I'm actually, and I don't know yet whether I'm going to be in the hospital one day or two or what's going on. We're in that, it's a week before my surgery is scheduled. So I'm still waiting for the phone calls from everybody. I really hate that part about surgery where you don't get to know a lot of the really important information until right up next to it. I'm like, now, can I know that before? I got crap I got to do. I have to schedule shit around shit. Come on. So, yeah.
Now, you are obviously, as always, on the East Coast. Would you like to do your plugs?
I would love to,
okay.
Yes.
So let's start with, what did you have fun with? And now that most of you, not all of you, but some of you have finally actually spent your inspiration, I might be able to award a new inspiration. Maybe.
I didn't spend it because I forgot.
I know. That's normal. I forget to spend my hero dice in your other campaign all the time. So
I only ever make skill checks. I don't make saves. I don't make attack rolls. And I don't know what this entire attack score thing is.
In my entire life.
At this point, Jeff, spending inspiration is less expensive for you than spending a spell point to make it happen. So you should make sure to do that.
Fair enough.
So, Jen, why don't you tell us, what did you have particular fun with tonight, and what is a player character that you want to specifically shout out, and then give us your plugs.
Okay, so I really I didn't get to do a whole ton. There was definitely a lot of other stuff that was happening, around, but the little bit I got to do, as in, especially that first flying in, shoot dead. That was fantastic.
You're coming into your own as a ranger. I know earlier on, Creetha was cowed by Calder and Charlotte being able to deal big AoE damage.
There was so much big damage back in the day.
The thing about
I was like tink, tink.
And also, I have to remind you, because I forgot to do so in game, and I apologize. I have to remind you, when you are firing your hand crossbow, you can spend a bonus action to fire again because of your crossbow expert. So you should have actually
done 3.
You should have actually gotten 3.
But I didn't use a single
No, it worked out really well. everyone got to do their thing.
Slaughtered
And
the crap out of them.
I mean, I really did. I missed one, but he was shaking too much.
And that's the thing. With the -5 and the +10 damage, your overall damage output is coming up on being the highest possible in the game. Like sharpshooters with crossbow expert are among the best in the game, because with a +7 to hit, that's a +15 damage plus your dice. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a pretty specialized thing. So it's not always going to work in all situations, but it does work really well in the situations that, a sharpshooter crossbow person is going to do really well.
Really quick. Jeff, you were about to say.
Someone did crunch the numbers, and there is like one of the most absurdly damage-dealing damage that one can inflict with a single attack in D&D is a ranger. Yeah. Because of how specific things link up.
Anyway,
so, ranger output is damage output is great and terrifying.
Jen, you were saying
it brings me back to my days when it was like me playing WoW, and I way preferred my ranger. I just had a giant cat, and I called my playstyle faster pussycat kill because my cat was my tank, and I just just kept like damaging it from the distance.
And I think we're at
days. Okay, so
player character you want to shout out. Yeah.
My shout out is honestly the scene between you playing, Barnabas and Olivia playing Echo. Very good. Very good. There is definitely going to be a Kretha trying to figure out how to make it so that your life will live as long as his life thing. I know that that's not technically kosher with many of the gods, but this is Kretha.
It's not kosher with Echo.
Bitches.
He doesn't want to be a lich.
Okay, but hear me out.
Well,
what if Echo
was
ways
a lich? To do this without being a lich?
I'm just saying there are ways of extending your life that don't make you immortal.
Look, okay, but what if Echo was a Taz balanced lich?
I mean, what would you say to reincarnating as a dwarf?
I mean, yes, no, I was thinking some sort of spell that was like make sure that
this is in game,
lifeline was like attached to Barnabas's lifeline. I don't know if D&D has that, but I guarantee you all the fan fiction I read does.
In game between the characters, because I would love to hear Kretha's batshit idea.
Yeah.
This is gonna be real fun because Kretha is going to. That's definitely gonna be the next thing Kretha wants to do is find Calder and ask about that.
Right, and then hear Calder's not so batshit, maybe a little concerning idea.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna be coming back with our ideas, yes. Because remember,
we have workshopped.
I wasn't there for a lot of that conversation. I was there for the basically the gem version of like the pottery scene from Ghost. So
you were right there.
I was right there.
Yeah, I tried not to be too romantic, like romantic novel. A romance novel in that description.
You did
very
good.
I
it's
did.
Hard to balance that, but you did very, very good.
I did try to make that part of it.
I'm here for a romance novel.
I heard muted sax playing in the background.
When I go to cut this up for YouTube, maybe I'll put the sax in the background. No, that would I think that might actually detract from the seriousness of the scene. It was a lot of fun. Jen, give us your plugs and then go the hell to sleep.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I had a kitty just jump up on me because she's like, why aren't you in bed? Plugs are, I am the Swedish Geekball, although I haven't been on Twitch in a while. Again, this is all shit that's going to happen after.
Yep. You should follow anyway.
I have a new website, which is winterroseartandillustration.com. I guess I can try typing that in there. You watch me like doing my
M's usually pretty good at putting stuff in pretty quick.
I need to get the spelling for that. Don't put it in. I got it.
Yeah, I can type.
Nailed it.
I hope I nailed it.
So long. Oh my god.
I know.
Hold on. This should work. Let me click on it. It should actually pop up. Yeah, there we are. Winter Rose art and illustration. Love it. Definitely check that out.
Still working on adding more and more stuff. I don't have the store up yet. My Etsy store is still really old and slow. But yeah, everything after May. Basically, that's where I'm at, because I'm hopefully going to have a brand new studio. I'm going to have really good lighting. Things will probably change a little bit for streaming, because I'm probably not going to have the green screen behind me anymore. And the sound quality may get slightly more echoey. We're not going to put it up, and I don't want to like paint the wall.
We'll figure it out.
House, so. It's like this. This is the background in this thing. You just won't see the green behind my glasses anymore.
All right,
Lame.
Jen, it's
All
almost
right,
1 a.m. over there, so go to bed.
I'm real stupid, and I'm probably gonna have a small bowl of ice cream before I go to bed, because
good call. And excellent game this evening. Let's go ahead.
You all, bye.
Let's go ahead and talk to Jeff. And since we're here already, and we've got about 20 minutes left in the stream, Jeff, what is something you had particular fun with, and what's a player character you want to shout out?
I got to do the same trick to you twice, man. Yes, I'm going to have this plot where the important thing is all in one space. I summon a ring of acid around.
No, you have to understand, I did not necessarily plan that way, but I'm glad it worked out that way, because again, it's you utilizing not only what you know, but also the fact that Nightscale is immune to acid. Like,
yeah, that was very good.
And you have been building up this acid thing since before you knew Nightscale was a thing. You know, your first acid ball was well before you met Nightscale the first time. So like, this is a really great confluence of events where like you're almost as much Black Dragon as Nightscale is at this point. And your first thought was, oh, well, let's just bathe everything in acid. Nightscale's going to be fine. Like, the fact Nightscale was in the Forge of Fury as a named NPC. I did not engineer this, but the fact that it turned out this way is spectacular. I love it.
A marriage of a different sort.
So yeah, doing the same thing to me twice, well worth it.
Yeah, that was just a very satisfying moment. Being able to just ruin 3 shambling mounds day because fuck plants. Like, Calder will turn into a vegetarian on principle because fuck plants.
Yeah, not to save the animals, but just to kill more plants.
Why Hyacinth's veg?
Yep, just because I want more plants to die. So I think that's funny. It's a fun theme, and I love that like the hatred of plants has like been ingrained in several PCs since the start of the game because the twin flex is terrible.
Session 0.
Yeah, and it's like, nope, that's never going away. That's never going away.
Session 0, back when we had a different cast.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if plants didn't suck.
And so so my shout out would definitely have to go to M, because I am loving Ghost with the wrestler aesthetic, this obsession with presentation and kayfabe, and it's just hilarious to watch in action. And how terrifyingly synergistic one thing leads to another.
Yeah, no, Ghost is terrifying.
Like just waltzing through a spike growth field like it's nothing. And
taking the long way around.
Taking the long way around and just ripping everything in your way into nothingness. Fantastic. Love it. No notes.
Yeah, it
took 4 points of damage.
Ghost is the kind of character that DMs are terrified of. I can handle it because I know how to deal with this kind of bulky barbarian if it comes down to it. But like in most combat encounters, you're going to be untouchable, and it's like Charlotte on literal steroids, because you've got the same like constant influx of temporary HP. It's pretty amazing. You've got instead of shield, you've got barbarian rage taking away half the damage, and like pretty badass. I believe that leads us, in fact, to M. Something you had fun with, and a player character you want to give a shout out to.
So I have a lot of fun with just playing Ghost as like Excuse me, I ordered some love and affection. Where the fuck is it? Because I feel like that's that like Vine sound or TikTok sound or whatever. I'm old, I get it. Is like exactly his entire vibe. Just like Ghost wants to be the center of attention, but also fully acknowledges and understands that technically, he's just hired gun, but he's like, but I am, this is from the fact that I consistently roll shit on any sort of like pseudo performance effect is hilarious.
That has been really funny.
I feel like my previous wrestling characters who had the same fucking problem if they didn't have an audience has cursed me, which is hilarious. But I really did like just like straight throwing myself around like I'm a fucking rubber ball. That was fun for me. I enjoyed getting to play my biggest asshole of a character at the end with Dream. Dream is a piece of shit, y'all. I hope you figured that shit out.
Oh yeah.
This is a thing because I trust you all.
That way.
I trust you all as players to be able to see the behind the scenes, have Dream come back and roll a natural 20 on deception, and accept his story in character while you know out of character he's almost certainly the one who set them up in the first place. Right?
I'm gonna throw this out there because it is important, just like as a little bit of a behind the scenes thing. Dream cannot get less than a 22 on any performance, persuasion, or deception check. I cannot get a lower number than that. Yes.
Yeah. Bards.
That is my absolute minimum.
Bards are ridiculous.
Yeah. And we use it for evil.
And a player character you'd like to give a shout out to?
I want to give. Okay, so first, before there's another thing, there is a role that was made that I am very sad that it did not go the way that I wanted it to go.
Which role is that?
That was the 50-50 chance roll that you made, which was in my head whether or not Calder landed on Ghost. When he passed out.
That would have been fun. Stuff.
Because while I am very ace and Ghost is also very ace to an extent, the ship is already started to sail without us mentally there. So there's no reason to not help it forward. And I'm sad because it meant that Ghost was too far away. And it would have been so funny if instead of chasing after people, Ghost had rummaged around in the backpack and gotten out the boots that are dope as fuck, but the wrong fucking color, and was looking to find Calder to convince him to change the color, and then he just passed out directly into his arms. That would have been so good.
I'm just saying, Rob, I typed out in theory how I would stat out that spell. If I can have it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's talk about that in downtime. You're gonna part of downtime is gonna be researching, right? You'll be able to put the finishing touches on this spell during that downtime. Yeah, absolutely.
As an unrelated side note, Calder is the magic person that Nalmani knows, that Ghost knows. So and because Ghost has zero knowledge of what magic does or is, assumes that magic can fix everything.
Yeah,
so not even wrong. If there's a problem, you can obviously fix it. But shout out wise is I'm gonna probably have to go with Jeff for his just okay, that seems correct, to the absolute bullshit that was coming out of Dream's mouth.
Well, I mean, part of it was...
Oh, it turns out Anton betrayed us. I'm like...
Surprise?
Valid.
Yeah, it sounds like him.
Valid. Look.
No, I need you to know.
I know what happened behind the scenes because Rob and I talked about it. Yo.
Yeah. Well,
there's some shit.
I was banking on the fact that Calder would naturally assume, oh yeah, Anton betrayed us. That makes sense. I was banking on you saying those exact 3 words. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can see it.
The sad thing is it's not outside his character, so it's like, yeah,
that's right. And when you see him again, that will flavor that interaction, and I'm really looking forward to that. But for right now, Gale.
I already have my plan.
So what?
I have a pitch real quick.
Okay, really quick.
Dream is the BBEG for the whole game.
We'll see. So, Gale, I saved you for last. This was a very big game for Echo. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what you had the most fun with and what shout out you want to make?
I honestly had so much fun getting to finish the night out pretending to be Barney. Just like all of the different, like getting to do mirror image and having it be both because it's mirroring Echo and then another illusion and then that big epic, return entrance at the end with everybody's help doing that, turning the tides, literally getting to be a glowing, beacon of hope, Barnabas, and it's Echo underneath who's so bruised and so tired.
No, there are a couple. Isn't their name Barco?
Actually, no, because it's very cute. It's their initials. It's B and E, like breaking and entering. So I had a lot of fun. Echo getting to be a performer and getting to be in that role of I'm Barnabas right now. I need to inspire the troops and I need to, be tough and attacking and be a dwarven king. Kind of like what he sees Barnabas as this stalwart person you could throw your weight behind and it'd be worth it. And then getting to switch from that and that choice of like, what does Echo do when the thing drops? And it's like, Echo's such a bleeding fucking heart. As soon as he doesn't have people looking at him as a leader, he is going to get his hands dirty and try to save as many people as he can. So that was a whole lot of fun. Not to mention the culmination of the uncut gems and all of that. Your fucking pun took me the fuck out.
That was rough, dude.
I need you to know.
You monster.
I came up with that. I came up with that weeks ago. And the number of times I have put the setup and punchline to that into the group chat and then not sent it.
No.
Because I knew it was awful. I knew it was terrible. The number of times I put it in, it's more than 5. The number of times I typed it into chat and then untyped it, and then I had almost forgotten about it, but then you had to bring it up. You had to be like, and it's good. No, it's right. You did the ethically correct thing.
Hey,
but
before we get into
I had forgotten.
I already have others.
Rob, the DM, had forgotten that Echo, of course, has other significant others because you don't interact with them in game. And like you said that, and I was like, shit, well, I'm committed now. Like I have to say it. I can't not say it now that you've said that.
He did send a letter.
The burden is heavy, but I take it.
In canon before. He hasn't not person to person, but he did. One of the letters he sent off to Neverwinter before they went north was to his boyfriend. But yeah, it's like, I'm sure the camera picked it up. I snorted so hard.
It did.
I heard something in my sinuses.
I quit. Like I fully quit the game.
I only wish that I had been focused on everybody's face and not just yours, but like it was well worth the weeks of not making that joke on chat.
That's what replay is for. Yeah, so that's what I had fun with. Shout out, I gotta give it to Jeff. You were so low on resources this whole time. The amount that you pulled out and the damage you dealt with being so low on resources.
It's a high maintenance class.
Impressive.
I insert the moment from Tremors 2 of I am completely out of ammo. This has never happened before.
And I knew this was going to be a problem for you because you are a long rest caster in the middle of a bunch of martial characters. So they were going to be able to keep moving forward when, and this is the inherent weakness of being able to cast acid balls and acid walls around, is that once you've blown your load, the load is blown, right?
I can never stop casting fist.
Right? Echo's got that on
I
lock.
can cast hammer so many times.
Despite the fact that it was clearly, obviously frustrating to you, I think you handled it very well. I think you handled it with a lot of grace. There's no way you should have had to go through that many encounters without a rest, and you handled it with as much aplomb as you possibly could have. I put a lot of trust in you for that.
Well, I'll spell list.
Uh-oh, I did not catch what you just said. One more time.
I just finished typing up the thing.
Oh,
The new spell that Calder's been working on.
nice. I will check it out between streams. It's going to be awesome. We will talk about it probably in the pregame next time.
That will be fun.
I have to do a thing that I've never done before in the 2 years we're doing this. I am shouting out Barnabas. I have already made myself cry multiple times. As I take my walks, I often practice dialogue that's coming up. And that thing about Barnabas, like realizing that maybe his life isn't so long as he thinks it is, and like that whole realization is a thing that I came up with while I was walking, and I've been wanting to deploy that for a while. I didn't memorize it. I didn't write it down or anything. I knew the beats that I wanted to hit. And
fucking warble in your voice almost made me like,
yeah,
together.
Yeah, I had a really, that is one of, like, that and Meepo confronting Yusdrael are probably my two favorite scenes I've ever done. And I'm really glad that it worked out the way it did, and I'm really glad I got the response that I did, because I'm sure you could tell I put a lot of myself into that interaction. All of you for this whole full moon have been ridiculously great at this. Like jumping back and forth between characters, jumping back and forth, between battlefields and scenes, having to come up with tactics on the fly, dealing with, and let's be real, when it comes to combat tactics, that's a thing I'm pretty good at. And seeing the stuff that you all come up with to overcome the challenges that I put in front of you is incredible. I was not expecting a combination of acid wall and fucking telekinesis getting Nightscale out of there. I did not see that coming at all. And you all continuously impress me. It's getting old how often you all set a new bar. We should probably say goodnight, because we've been doing this for almost our 4 hours. So let's go ahead and go around and do plugs. And then I believe in theory we are scheduled to have our regular session next week. But if anything about that changes, we will talk about it at some point. Follow me on Twitter @MathDemigod. You'll get all the news. Let's go ahead and start. I've been putting Gail last every single time. So let's go ahead and start with Gail. Where can people find you and follow you?
I have a Tumblr, and it's where I post all of the animations and art and writing and video compilations that I do. It's a measure of separation. It's slightly misspelled. It is in the chat.
And I definitely don't use it to find story ideas. There's writing in there as well. It's not just drawing. It's amazing.
I throw everything in there, so beware.
Who are you? Where can people find you and follow you and experience your artwork?
I'm a One the Silver Key. I do Twitch stuff. I also exist on the internet in other spaces. Same name usually. Let's see. I am going to be streaming this week at some point, either tomorrow or the day after, there is a 50-50 chance that I will be designing a VTuber/PingTuber on that stream, because I've been talking about doing it and I have a bunch of sketches and I need to actually draw digitally.
Do it.
I also am working on making t-shirts because that's what I fucking do now, apparently. Hire me.
Sorry, Kestrel. Mix It Up is not active right now, so the thing didn't work. Also, you should definitely check out M's Spiritfarer VODs. They are emotional.
They are gone.
They are. Oh, they're okay. Never
They
mind.
are gone. I do not have them. I did cry a bunch through them. If you play the game,
You'll
be
know.
prepared to cry.
Jeff, where can people find you? Where can they follow you?
You can find me on Instagram and on TikTok at Still Tired and Angry, because I am both of those things.
Entirely reasonable. And you can find me at Matt Demigod here on Twitch and on Twitter. You can find all of the VODs of our campaign going back 2 years at youtube.com/gamingmathematically. Wow, what a session. Thank you, friends. I'm going to go ahead, stick around during the credits. I'm going to see if there is anybody for us to raid, and we will do that if there is someone. Otherwise, thank you very much. We will see you next week. Have a wonderful night. You all absolutely amaze me every single time. Every single time. Have a good night, friends.